Hey, Mastermind. Well, we had a great dialogue today about Timex scheduling. And that the schedule is, this is an essential fundamental to really build an extraordinary practice. And to have your team really dialed in with this is a big deal. And of course, it takes some time up front, but make sure that your team is training on overdrive on Timex scheduling. Make sure that we're really diving into the why behind the what. Why do we do this kind of scheduling? Why is the old school horizontal scheduling not as effective as the old school vertical scheduling not as effective as the Timex horizontal scheduling? And why do we build those clusters? And because it is patient centered, right? It allows us to give a better experience for the patient. And of course, people want to go where other people are at. And I understand that you may have some restrictions right now with COVID and all this stuff with the amount of people in your office. And of course, follow your guidelines. But at the end of the day, we want to make sure that we're able to really have the capacity to see as many people as we can in each cluster. And so we calculate those clusters based on our adjusting time. So it means your adjusting times have to be tight. You have to know what they are. And as we all know, KPIs or statistics don't lie, but oftentimes doctors do. So when we ask our doctors what their adjusting time is, oftentimes that number isn't consistent with the actual number. So make sure that your team is timing you. There is a time the doctor form on Overdrive. And once you figure out what your average adjusting time is, you figure out how many adjustments you can fit in 20 minutes, and that's what your cluster schedule should look like. And so we gave the example of if you have a 4-minute adjustment, you can see 5 people in a cluster, so your clusters should be 5 people. And you can start to push it a little bit and then go to 6, see how the system handles it, and figure out where your gaps and your weaknesses are. But that front tech is really essential in being able to communicate really efficiently and effectively and doing it the same way every time, right? Mary, when do you need to see the doctor? You know what? He said Friday. Great, we've got morning or afternoon. Let's shoot for morning. I've got a 10 or an 11:30. 11:30, right? And so it's just that simple. And so it takes some rehearsal and some practice. So make sure you're role playing with your team on that. And you're going to need to do it over and over and over again. And then you can polish the schedule at the end of the day and look through things, find out where the gaps are, find out how it could have been better, which areas look great, and just continue to improve on it, right? So it'll take some time to get it dialed in. It's not going to start off being perfect, and that's okay, right? So yeah, a lot of good conversation today, but a lot of this was about Timex scheduling. So you know what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to go review on Overdrive the Timex scheduling just to make sure that I've got it dialed in. There's always room for improvement. So anyways, docs, couple housekeeping things. If you would send your WIG, your wildly important goal, you can either text it to me, send it privately on WhatsApp, email it to me, whatever your preference is. I'll get it documented on our end here. And then also the new KPI form will be coming out. Okay. And so you have to transition those January and February KPIs onto the new form because there was some calculation errors in the old form. So our apologies for that. We just wanted to make sure it was right. And so we've gotten it corrected. So you guys have a fabulous week, and it was an absolute pleasure being with you today. So take care.